In the main menu, you can change which way the camera goes if you flick the right analog stick. You can also zoom in and zoom out. The only weapon that doesn't have an exclusive after you fully upgrade it is the Killer 7. Leon has a different running animation for when he has a grenade or a rocket launcher or nothing equipped, and it's slightly faster than the normal one. The Infinite Rocket Launcher has a different running animation than the normal one. Cows can fight back if you attack them, but they can't kill you, they only get you to 1 HP. To beat the village, you have to kill 14 enemies or survive for 4 minutes. And you can climb this tower to wait out the 4 minutes. But if you do so, you get molotovs thrown at you. But just like the cows, they can't kill you, they only get you to 1 HP. On the first boulder QTE, after you do the button mashing, the timing to hit the dodge button changes where you end up after. If you do it too early, you end up behind this tree. If you do it later, you end up after it. The game behaves differently if you're on 30 or 60 FPS, and one of the biggest and most annoying differences is that the QTEs are bugged on 60 FPS, and they require double the mashing speed than normal. This applies to all the mashing QTEs in the game, but the last one on the Salazar statue room is probably the worst one. If you shoot the church bell in the graveyard, some enemies will come from the village area. After fighting the Lago, you usually continue your way to get the church key, but if you go back where you came from, you'll get a cutscene introducing you to the dogs, and you have to fight them. And this is completely optional, and most people miss it. The striker weapon's aim animation is faster than the other ones, and that's why it can be used to do the infamous disman glitch, where you aim the striker and change the weapon before you see the laser dot, and Leon would be moving faster. There's a lot of places you can go out of bounds, but this merchant area after the Lagos fight is interesting, because you find some loot in here, and you can find the shotgun that looks like Ada's shotgun in the case, but when you equip it, it looks like the first shotgun, and you can sell it or upgrade it. And to do this glitch, you need to be on New Game Plus, and you need to do the disman glitch first, then climb this ladder and jump down, and run into this wall to get down, and then you just run in here and pick up everything. After you get Ashley, she always has to be near you to go through doors, but there are some cutscene triggers that teleport her to you, and you can see the first example of this right after you get her for the first time. In the first cutscene with Sadler, you see 2 archer enemies with him, and we normally fight these enemies only on the castle, but if you go back to the church right after the cutscene, you can fight them in here and you can fight them. You can use Ashley to manipulate enemy AI. If you say wait follow to Ashley in here, enemies will aggro at you instantly. And we can see another example of this on the Gigante room. If you leave Ashley waiting near the door and tell her to follow right before he hits it, he takes a long time to break the door, and this gives you a lot of time to loot the area. But if you don't tell her to wait, he just walks through it. Mendes is really weak to fire damage, especially on 60 FPS. You can use 4 incendiary grenades plus this red barrel in here, and he goes down in seconds. And on 30 FPS, you need 1 more incendiary grenade and a knife slash or 2. On this catapult room, Leon can get staggered if you get a shot near you, but Ashley doesn't seem to mind. There are a lot of things that gives you invincibility frames, like opening doors or climbing ladders or fences, and one of the strange ones is using the crank. Normally, you can get hit if you're using it, but if you exit out of the QTE and enter again, you can't get hit, and you can just spam this whenever you're about to get hit. If you shoot this cannon, all the enemies in the room despawn. The water hall is the only room that is completely symmetrical. On the basement of the water hall, this wall above the door doesn't have any collision, and you can just throw grenades through it. Usually you get a checkpoint whenever you walk through a door into a new room, but there are some rooms that have checkpoints in the middle, and the water hall is one of these rooms, and the checkpoint is right after you get the cutscene in here, where Ashley tells you about the crank. And if you reset checkpoint after that, all the enemies who were in the room despawn. And there are a few more rooms that have this, like the truck room after you switch the lever and jump back down, or the war room after using this door or after using the switch. You can use your knife to stop throwable items in the air. On the beginning of chapter 4.1, you always get full HP no matter what your health was before. On the room where you see Salazar and he ambushes you with a falling ceiling trap, you can shoot the last before you enter the room and it stops the ceiling from going down and you can just walk out. However, on the second room where you get this trap, you can't shoot it before you enter. On this lava room with a double Gigante, if you use the disman to zipline twice in a row, you can go out of bounds and avoid the trigger location with the Gigantes and just run to the exit. But if you trigger them first and then do the glitch and come back, you'll find them trapped in here. And if you hit one of them enough to get the Plagas out and then do the QTE, you'll go back to the arena. And you'll have the knife stacked to Leon's hand with whatever weapon you have equipped. And if you're enjoying this video, you should hit that like button and maybe subscribe, because that would be really helpful and much appreciated. Thank you. In the Salazar fight, if you stand right here, you can never get hit by his arms or whatever those things are. And the only attack you have to worry about is this one that kills you instantly. But you can just avoid it and camp in here again to kill him easily. In the U3 boss fight, you can shoot some door switches early on to have the doors already open. But on the last cart you can throw a grenade on this corner and that blows the switch open from here, which makes this cart a lot easier, because normally you have to go all the way around while he's chasing you. You can also blow it up if you have the disman glitch and run to this corner and throw the grenade into the door, and it will go through it and open the door from the other side. In the war room on chapter 5.4, there's a glitch that can happen where the game just crashes after going through this door. After the room where the chopper gets destroyed, if you look far in the distance, you'll see a picture of a guy wearing a green jacket. There's an optional cutscene after the final boss fight. When you get back Ashley, if you try to go back instead of going forward, you'll see this cutscene where the road gets destroyed. This door has a few enemies after it, and it closes whenever you get close, until you kill the enemies in here. But if you use the disman and wait in here, you can get in before it closes. Chapter 5.1 has the most amount of doors you have to go through, while Chapter 4.1 is the longest to beat, and Chapter 3.3 is the shortest. On this room you have to get a dynamite, which is a key item to destroy the boulder, but you can use a rocket launcher to destroy it and progress. Fire torches are breakable and some of them have loot. You can kill this red zealot early before he reaches the turret. After the first Novista doors encounter, if you go back to the main hall, you'll find this group of enemies praying, and if you jump down you'll get this cutscene while they point at the door and they escape, and you can flash them before getting down, then fight them off, and take all of their loot. The villagers have names, and we can see them on the battle caps. This guy is Don Jose, Don Diego, Don Esteban, Don Manuel, Isabel, Maria. And the chainsaw guy is called Dr. Salvador, even though he looks just like Don Diego with a mask on. And this Plagas guy is called Don Pedro, even though he looks exactly like Don Esteban with the Plagas on his head. And this guy is called JJ, and the rest are just generic names like the Zealot or the Shields Holder or whatever. On separate ways, Ada moves slightly faster than Leon. You can see Leon running around the village while playing as Ada. Normally, you have to break this lock with your knife or shoot it to open the door, but if you just kick the door 3 times, it breaks, although you have to be on the same side as the lock, as it can't be done from the other side. Novista doors, or Novis for short, are probably the most broken enemy in the game. They can go invisible and walk on walls and fly, and they attack in numbers. But the worst thing about them is that they're also very buggy, and they can go out of bounds, and on rare cases, they can even throw you out of bounds. When you equip the Special 2 costume that gives Ashley the armor, whenever you pick her up from a ladder, Leon holds his back after it. Ashley can actually climb down ladders, and you can see that in chapter 3-4 where you play as Ashley, and you can just go down these ladders. On this truck section, you can either shoot the driver or shoot the truck engine a few times to blow it up. This puzzle on Ashley's section is much easier after you know the answer. On this knight's room, normally 1 sniper headshot is enough to get the Plagas out for each one. However, on the second wave, a glitch can happen on this middle guy where the shot just bounces off his head like nothing happened. There are only 2 QTE variations you can get. The 2 triggers and A and B on the controller, or X and C and mouse buttons on keyboard and mouse. And the game doesn't fail you for pressing the wrong button. It only fails you if you don't press them in time. So whenever there's a QTE, you can just spam both these combinations and you'll pass them all. You can kill Sadler without using the special rocket launcher you get from Ada. This means you can have it on New Game Plus, and it's really not that special, because it deals the same amount of damage as the normal one. And we can test this on the U3 enemy, because on Professional, it takes 1 rocket plus a knife slash or 2 to kill this guy, and using the special rocket launcher gives you the same result, and it doesn't kill him in one shot. If you have any more interesting facts, feel free to write them down in the comments below, and maybe we'll do a part 2. And you can hit that like button and subscribe because we're getting really close to 1000 subscribers. Peace.